Good morning, students. This is Mrs. Freiberg. We are going to go ahead and I'll start and I'll explain a little bit about what we need to do today with this particular assignment within this lesson because I was going to do the Class Connect and I was running into some problems. So I thought we do it this way and then I'll just post it to the lesson within the course. So if you take a look at this, I just clicked on Plan tab, just the Plan tab. And if you go down to Today, click on Today and then go over to More. And that will bring us up to the lesson for today. If you go to Content, you can click on here and just scroll down to Unit 2, Lesson 4 as well. But I like going through the Plan tab because it's just simple. Okay, so you guys can do the introduction and the topic review on your own. We'll just start right here with designing an organism because this is the bulk of what you're going to do today. Okay, so you're going to be designing an organism that lives in a particular habitat in a particular biome, habitat within that biome. Remember, in order for organisms to survive, they all have to get and obtain energy or get and use energy. They all have to reproduce and they all have to maintain their structure. Okay, we just learned yesterday, okay, you guys should have been, if you went through that lesson from yesterday, we learned all about structural adaptations. And so I want you to think about how do those structural adaptations help them to survive in their particular environments, in their particular habitats, um, in order to do these things. So in order to reproduce, how those structural adaptations help them reproduce. How do those structural adaptations help them to maintain their structure? How do those structural adaptations help them to get and use energy? All right, if we look a little bit further ahead, when we're designing our adaptations, I want you to be both creative and scientific, okay? So we're going to be using scientific research to help us learn more about the biome and that habitat um, that we're going to design our organism within, but you're going to be able to use your creative juices, your creative processes to design your own organism. And when we're designing your own organism, what we're going to be doing is we're designing those adaptations for that organism to help it survive in that particular habitat and biome, right? So we're going to be creating their own adaptations. So you need to think about some things as you're creating these your own adaptations when you're being very creative. So you're going to be thinking, does that adaptation overcome an obstacle? How does that adaptation work exactly? And how does that adaptation develop? Okay, is it there at birth? Does it develop over time as that organism um, becomes more mature and gets older? How does that work exactly? Okay. Um, and then in the assignment, let's just click on the assignment real quick. I'm going to click on this one. And remember, every time we open an assignment, a lot of times it will be in a Word document. You always have to make sure you enable editing so you can write on the screen. If you do not enable editing, you will not be able to do that, okay? We're going to be conducting research on a biome. There's two parts to this, okay? You're going to be conducting research on a biome of Earth, and you're going to, when you do that research, you can use this website right here, and you're going to choose a website from this website, or choose a biome, I'm sorry, and provide some basic information about it. So this is part one, okay? So from this website, you're going to choose a biome, and we're going to provide some basic information. So you're going to say biome name, where is that biome located, the description of the habitat within that biome, the description of the animals that are found within the biome, description of the plants in the biome, summary of natural influences within that biome, and summary of human influences within the biome. That's part one. That does not mean we're done, okay? You're not done right now. Because if you just did this part, you would only get half the points. So you'd only get 10 out of 20, which is still an F. So you don't want that. You don't want to finish right there, okay? The second part is you will design, let me grab my highlighter tool. You're going to design an organism that has structural adaptations to help it survive and thrive in that biome. So the biome you chose right down here and you did your research with, you're now going to design your own organism that has certain structural adaptations that's going to help it survive and thrive in that biome. You're going to give a description and some of the oops. You're going to give a description and some adaptations of that organism. So you should have a total of 3 to 5 adaptations. Okay, that's what we're looking for. A total of 3 to 5 adaptations for your organism to help it survive in this biome. Okay, for each adaptation, what are you going to do? Let's go ahead and highlight this one in purple. We'll use purple. Okay, so for each adaptation, you need a picture of the adaptation. You need a description of how this adaptation works and an explanation of the changes in the biome that are causing this adaptation to develop. Okay, so how do you do that exactly? You're going to scroll down here. If you click right here, you can see where my cursor is right down below. Click enter. It's going to bring us down to the next page. Now I'm looking for 3 to 5 adaptations for your organism to help it survive in this biome. So that means you probably want a paragraph for each different adaptation that you have to your organism. Okay? So remember, when you have a paragraph for each organism, you want a picture of the adaptation. So you're going to have to either come up with a picture on the internet, draw a picture on a different program, and copy and paste it into this document, or print this document off and actually draw it and then scan it in, take a picture of it, and upload it back to the website. So for each paragraph that you have about each adaptation, you'll have a picture of your adaptation, you'll describe how the adaptation works, so what obstacles do the adaptations help it overcome, and an explanation of the changes that are happening within that biome that causes the need for that adaptation to develop. So for each little paragraph, for each mini paragraph that you're going to have about each one of your adaptations, you're going to have a picture and a minimum of 2 to 3 sentences for each one. Okay, so you're going to remember you're going to have 3 to 5 adaptations. So you have to do both the table, the chart, to do your research on your biome, and then you're going to do this section. Remember, just scroll down to find more ways to put that in. Okay. If you have questions, please let me know. Please let me know what you need to do. And then you will turn it in. So remember, once you finish that, you will save that. You'll save that document, save it to your life science folder. Make sure you name it appropriately so you know what you need to turn in. And then you will upload it back into the website or back into the Dropbox within the course. So you click here on Add Attachments. Add Attachments, we're going to upload. And if I go to my documents, you can see I have my life science folder right here. I even have Unit 2. It says Organisms and Biomes. I went ahead and uploaded that. You click Update, and it's right there, okay? I'm going to delete this for right now just because otherwise it's going to show up for all of you. But that's how you would upload your document. And then there is a quick lesson review. Go ahead and review this information. And I don't believe, let's just double check. No, then there is no, it just goes into the next lesson, which will cover behavioral adaptations next week. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. Send me an email. But that is what you need to do. Remember, all assignments are due by Sunday evening. This should be one you're doing some research, you're filling out that chart, and then you're creating your 3 to 5 adaptations for your organism that's going to survive in that habitat within that biome, and you're going to have a paragraph for each adaptation that you create along with a picture for it. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you all soon. Bye, everyone.